In the high-octane world of Formula One, where speeds reach exciting levels and rivalries ignite like fuel, one driver's journey stands out as a remarkable transformation: Sebastian Vettel. A name once synonymous with controversy and disdain is now celebrated as a beacon of sportsmanship and inspiration. In this episode, the Grid Report takes you on an incredible emotional journey down the real-life tracks of the F1 legend, Sebastian Vettel, raveling the truth behind how a man once the most polarizing figure on the grid defied expectations and turned the tide to become the adored and admired driver he is today. Get ready to witness the painful cost paid for love. Kindly hit on that like and subscribe button as we get into it. The Red Bull crash prodigy. The saga of Vettel's hate F1 journey began when he burst onto the scene as the promising young prospect under the wings of the formidable Red Bull racing team. A determined and remarkably talented individual, his amazing skills foretold a future of greatness that seemed destined to be written in the star. But stepping onto the grand stage of motorsport, Vettel carved a name for himself that defied his original aspirations. The unforgettable 2010 Formula One season. Cast in the backdrop of the thrilling 2010 F1 season were no less than 4 reigning world champions, including iconic figures like Michael Schumacher, Jenson Button, Lewis Hamilton, and Fernando Alonso. The championship's attraction lay in its expected competitiveness, with teams such as McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes pushing the boundaries of speed, rendering the race to the title a neck-and-neck affair. Yet, amidst this formidable ensemble of championship contenders and skilled drivers, a young German sensation named Sebastian Vettel emerged, a mere 2 years junior to the youngest champion at the time, Lewis Hamilton. This newbie driver immediately commanded attention, leaving heads spinning with his electrifying speed and dazzling maneuvers that seemed to defy the laws of physics. However, beneath the appeal of his speed, Vettel's inexperience still lingered, causing him a series of missteps. His initial stumble occurred in a dramatic clash with Mark Webber during the Turkish Grand Prix, a foreboding sign of the challenges he would encounter. Subsequently, a collision with Jenson Button at Spa further intensified the disdain brewing among spectators. Questions abounded as the racing world collectively pondered the identity of this enigmatic figure. And then, like an indelible ink stain, a nickname emerged. Coined by none other than McLaren's team principal, Martin Whitmarsh, Sebastian Vettel found himself labelled as a crash kid. By this time, most of the top drivers on the grid hated the rash German rookie, who crashed a lot while driving fast cars. Vettel allowed that passive hate to fuel him as he harnessed his skills and fine-tuned his talent. Then came the emergence of a dominant force in the blue corner. The years that followed happened to be Vettel's rise to the top, and not only did Vettel rise to the top, he made sure he stayed on top and never gave a chance to any other to take his spot. Sebastian found a secret code to success, and this code was a tough one to crack. Sebastian became notorious for his exceptional qualifying performances, where he would more than often secure pole position by a significant margin. Now to the main race. Once in the lead, Vettel would build a substantial gap over his competitors, fending them off overtaking attempts and defending his lead all through the race. His new style of leading from start to finish without giving others a chance to catch up created a sense of predictability and boredom that made fans frustrated, and to worsen it all, his celebrations got the nerves of the fans to the wall. At the end of every race, Sebastian would do his famous finger celebration, signifying that he's number one, and he does the celebration in a way that he is kind of taunting the fans and his opponents. His winning code took him and kept him on top of the world, making him a 3-time world champion. 2010 to 2012. Describing Vettel's dominance on the grid while driving for Red Bull barely captures the extent of his supremacy. He reigned over the podiums for consecutive years, frequently standing atop as the victor. As Vettel's star ascended, a definite frustration brewed among the ranks, particularly impacting stars like Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, who found themselves relegated to more spectators as Vettel secured multiple championship titles. Vettel's unrelenting streak of triumphs left fans fed up and tired, wearing away the thrill of uncertainty that defines the sport. Each race turned into a monotonous procession of his triumphs, and this persistent pattern began to chip away at the very essence of excitement that F1 embodies. Fans grew increasingly bored, a feeling that spread throughout their every experience. But then came a certain event that got them to their worst. The 2013 F1 Malaysian GP. Red Bull was running 1-2 in a rain-affected race. Sebastian Vettel and Max Webber of the same team. Mark Webber was leading the race after jumping Sebastian Vettel in the pit stops. The team called off the race between the two drivers once Sebastian Vettel caught up to Webber and issued the multi-2-1 order, meaning that Webber would stay ahead of Vettel. To everyone's shock, Sebastian blatantly disobeyed the orders and attacked Mark Webber for the lead to take the win. Mark didn't shy away from expressing his sentiments, openly voicing his opinions on the podium regarding Vettel's refusal to adhere to team directives. This specific incident thrust Vettel into the crosshairs of criticism both from the media and fans. Even fellow drivers did not withhold their views on the German sensation. At this juncture, the animosity transformed Sebastian into Formula One's unmistakable villain. Vettel the villain. The fans' animosity towards Vettel was noticeable, evident in the chorus of boos that followed him relentlessly. Even amid his triumphant races and championship victories, the echoes of disapproval persisted. Yet Vettel remained impenetrable by the taunts and animosity, deflecting the negativity with an air of indifference. Understanding that the hate served as an unconventional source of motivation, driving him to scale the pinnacle of success, Vettel got fired up yet again, and from then, Vettel had a record-breaking season and went on to win the championship title for a third time. The very same disdain that fueled the hate against him became the catalyst for his exceptional winning streak. Ironically, the reason for their hatred was the reason he continued to excel. Vettel's dominance also prompted his rivals to speak out against him. Jenson Button criticized Vettel for too many mistakes, branding him as accident-prone. Lewis Hamilton dismissed Vettel's dominance as boring and detrimental to Formula One. Fernando Alonso, not one to mince words, cast doubt on the legitimacy of Vettel's championships, insinuating that superior machinery propelled his success. Despite the barrage of animosity, Sebastian remained resolute. Undeterred by the negativity, he recognized the hatred stemmed from fans' jealousy over their favorites' lack of victory and from rival drivers' inability to outshine him. As time marched forward, ushering in days and years, a pivotal juncture emerged in Vettel's career, a transformation that would reshape everything. Vettel to Ferrari. In the 2015 F1 season, Vettel's dominance took a hard turn left. He was no longer in the fastest car on the grid. He had moved to Ferrari, as his contract with Red Bull ended. The perception of Sebastian Vettel had begun to change. The spotlight now focused on a compelling question. Could the German driver rise to the challenge of rivaling the formidable Mercedes while piloting a comparatively slower Ferrari? Suddenly, Vettel's identity began to evolve. He instantly became the underdog, and who doesn't like an underdog story? Suddenly, the resounding chorus of boos shifted into a chorus of cheers. The tide of animosity was replaced by a sense of admiration and affection. All these sudden changes took root during a particular race, where Vettel first felt the waves of love and support wash over him. The 2015 Malaysian Grand Prix. The race kicked off with Vettel piloting a comparatively underpowered car in contrast to his Red Bull days, and it paled significantly in comparison to his rivals' vehicles. Given these circumstances, his prospects for success seemed bleak this time around. Ferrari's decision to enlist Vettel was rooted in their desire to rejuvenate a trophyless cabinet, yearning for a change in fortune. The pressing question lingered: could Vettel truly deliver the much-needed success? However, defying the odds, Vettel harnessed his exceptional speed and extensive winning history to surpass the formidable Mercedes contenders and clinch victory, ascending to the podium's top step. This awe-inspiring feat left fans in admiration, showering applause upon him as he secured the Grand Prix victory. This newfound appreciation became a recurring theme, resonating through subsequent triumphs in Hungary and later in the Singapore Grand Prix that season. The admiration that had been steadily growing transformed into a deep affection, fueled by a sense of sympathy. This shift in sentiment was a direct response to the stormy turn that Sebastian Vettel's career took in the year 2020. Farewell season at Ferrari. Arguably the most heart-wrenching chapter in Sebastian Vettel's illustrious career unfolded during the 2020 season. Even before the campaign commenced, Ferrari dealt a blow by announcing the impending conclusion of their partnership with the German driver beyond that season. To compound the ordeal, the Scuderia presented its least competitive car in recent memory, resulting in considerable struggles for the four-time world champion. It became evident that the team had invested heavily in Charles Leclerc. What surprised fans the most was just how bad the relationship between the team and the driver got publicly. So much so that when Vettel scored his best finish of the season in Turkey, a P3, he joked that it was probably because the team principal, Mattia Binotto, was not present. Amidst this adversity, fans found themselves sympathising with the once dominant star, their empathy evolving into genuine fondness as Vettel bid farewell to the sport. Final go at Aston Martin. Following Vettel's transition from Ferrari to Aston Martin, he began to advocate for social and environmental causes. Despite securing commendable podium finishes for Aston Martin, it was clear that the driver was gradually moving away from the racing scene. When 2022 dawned, the announcement that Sebastian Vettel would conclude his illustrious career with the struggling Aston Martin team left his most passionate haters reeling. The ultimate truth came to light. Vettel's hate status was a product of his dominance during his prime, and his fall from grace endeared him to fans who were once delighted in his struggles. This revelation prompts a daring question. Do fans only embrace a driver when they are down and grappling with challenges, rather than during their triumphant periods? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as well, and ring that notification bell to be informed when next the Grid Report comes around. Till next time, bye bye.